Hello, viewers. Welcome to the Lungleng Show. Today, after some sort of a gap, we are back with our podcast, and this podcast is going to be very crucial because we have brought two influential young leaders of the Naga movement, and in other groups or in other time of our talks, we have interacted with some of the Naga nationalist leaders, and they're mostly the seniors and who have grown past or in the boomer stage. But I think what's very, very important here is we have brought to these two young leaders, and now they're spearheading the movement equally as other people as well. And they are Mr. Tikhak Naga. He is the General Secretary and Kilonser of the NSCN. And we have Isak Sumi. Isak Sumi, he's also the Kilonser and General Secretary of NSCN-K here in Dimapur. And this is a very opportune time for me as well to just get to hear what they're thinking. And I think at this time when Nagas are divided in their opinions on what should the people be demanding and what should the future look like. So broadly, we have these two school of thoughts. One is we want solution at the earliest. The other group is we want solution provided it's their demands are met. So I think at this very point, conversation is going to be very, very crucial. So I want to thank them for joining this conversation. We have tried to set up this talk for quite a long time, but finally we are able to meet and having this conversation. Thank you so much to our honorable two adult Kilonsers, and I really appreciate you for taking out time for this. Thanks so much. Now let's just get to hear first. How are you able to come together? Because you belong to different group, different organization, and Brother Isak belongs to different organization, and you are here together as a group of people that understands each other. So how are you able to come together at this point of time?
You speak first. Okay. Thank you. First of all, thank you for having both of us in your show. Yes. We actually, both of us, earlier, before the split, both of us were working together in the NSCN under the leadership of our former chairman and president S.S. Kaplang for a quite long time. And I have served under him different capacities. So also he had also served under him in different capacities. So we know each other since then.
Okay.
Now, after the negotiation process started with the government of India. Of course, during the initial days, he was not there with us, but I, along with the rest of the NNPG members, we entered into a negotiation with the government of India, and finally we somehow managed to sign an agreed position with the government of India. Later on, he also joined with us. And he being also one of the most educated and a very well, knowledgeable person, he also understood the importance of the negotiation and the practical solution of our people and the problem that our people are facing today. And therefore, we being like-minded people, and right from the very beginning itself, every time we have been always, whenever we get time, opportunity, we used to exchange opinions and discuss the things. And always we have decided and we have thought of what we can do for our people. Actual purpose of joining the Naga political movement in itself was to serve the people. Unfortunately, in recent past, we have seen and we have observed that the Naga political movement have been either commercialized or I would say it has been criminalized. Okay. So it is very unfortunate because of certain person, 1, 2%, 3%, it has taken a very different turn. Otherwise, right from the very beginning, if we look at the Naga political history, our stand has been very clear. It was very, very pious, very, very, so to say, our position was very clear. Be it in 1929 or be it in 1947 or in 51. We made our position very clear to the government of India and to the world that we are different people. But yes, obviously government of India also, like for them, they have to, they also kept their position very clear. Be it interaction with Mahatma Gandhiji or the position taken by Mrs. Gandhiji during the sixth round of talk in 1964. So government of India has also, kept their position very clear before the Naga people.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So,
So I think we'll come back to that later,
yeah,
the position and all of that.
Yeah.
But it's good to see two groups being able to come together and working together for a unified solution. So, I mean, if you can just shed light for me and for our audience, what are the common grounds that you both have that you're able to come together? I mean, you two are part of the NNPG group,
Correct.
and the working committee. So I think that already sheds light that okay, you are pursuing for one common goal, and then what enabled you to able to come together? What enabled you to come together, and what are those common grounds? I think that will be very interesting to know. Yeah.
Since the split among the Naga national workers way back in 75, the Nagas have been divided vertically. And unfortunately, rather than trying to reason with each other, leaving aside Myanmar and India, the armed conflict became too glaring among the Nagas.
Okay.
And for the last 30, 40 years, we have been trying to justify our own position. We have been trying to exterminate each other. We have all had our own idea of a Naga struggle, unlike the earlier days.
Okay.
We all had our own ideology. We had our own idea of a solution. But finally, at the end of the day, we must all understand that we have the same issue requiring same solution, covering all the Naga areas. So, at the end of the day, reasoning should take precedence over emotion.
Okay.
And therefore, I'm very grateful to the initiative of the NNPG leaders before my joining them.
What's up?
They took all the effort in trying to bring all the divergent groups who have been at each other's throat. But finally, with the intervention of the civil societies also, like the FNR, like the Naga GB Federation, NTC, CNTC, if not the Naga Hoho, NMF, all this through prayer, intercession, through mediation. But even if the civil societies sincerely try to mediate, if there is no will from the political leaders, a breakthrough was not supposed to take place. But
Okay.
we must all thank God that, as I've said earlier, wisdom prevailed, reasoning prevailed over the emotion. And finally, we came to a realization that until and unless we reason together, there cannot be any way ahead. And so trying to leave aside all personal differences, all the rancors, all the bitterness, and this is a daily struggle.
Yeah.
So we are all struggling each and every day in order to let go of the past bitterness, trying to come together. And that's how
Okay.
we are. Nothing is perfect. Still, the process is an ongoing process. So, like being like-minded, that is a very advantageous thing. At the same time, common future, shared future. That is the most important ingredient in enabling all of us to come together.
Okay, I think that's That's a wonderful point. Now, since you mentioned that your goal is for the benefit of all Naga, irrespective of the artificial boundaries that we have in India.
Exactly.
So, but I want to understand from our honorable Adolescent B. Tikhak Naga, what are the people of Arunachal expecting? Because I feel that under the agreed position, some raise questions that this is not for all Nagas. This is mostly confined to Nagaland Nagas. And now you being actively part of it,
True.
I want to know and your rationale and your reason being part of it, and you being from Arunachal. I just want to know what convinces you. Is there any good point that you are really voting for in the agreed position?
True, very much.
Yeah.
In fact, I would say I am probably one of lucky person to be a part of the Indo-Naga political talk, and I have not missed a single meeting, single what called this peace negotiation, peace talk with the government of India. Not even a single meeting I have not missed. In every meeting with the government of India, I have been there, and I have been representing our people, our Naga people of Tikhak, Changlang, and Lungleng. Uh, Although at the moment it is within the state of Arunachal Pradesh, but when the Nagaland state was created in 1960 after the 16-point agreement was signed. We don't know what was, what made it to happen like that, but this Tuensang Frontier Division and the Naga Hills were clubbed together, and then Naga Hills Tuensang district was created, and later on it was named as Nagaland. But then Tikhak Frontier Division, which was also a part of NEFA, so also Tuensang Frontier Division was a part of NEFA, but probably I think that it was intentionally left by the think tankers, policymakers of the government of India at that point in time, so that they can create a buffer zone between Naga and the rest of the Arunachal Pradesh. I think so. So I've been, as I said, I'm lucky enough to be a part of the political negotiation wherein we are talking about the future of the people. Now, unfortunately for us in Tikhak, Changlang, and Lungleng, the Naga areas in Arunachal Pradesh, the way the people are suffering is actually pathetic, very, very pathetic. I really don't know. At times, I used to tell to the, some of the leaders of the government of India as well. I really don't know if this part of the country, Tikhak, Changlang, Lungleng, is within India or outside India, because there is no development, nothing is there. Even the state government, they are totally a stepmotherly attitude is given towards the three districts of Arunachal Pradesh. Moreover, because of the since we share a long and porous boundary with Myanmar, so, and a lot of Northeast insurgency group for the last so many years have been actively staying just immediately across the border. So directly, indirectly, whether we like it or not, they comes and they goes out, they infiltrate and exfiltrate out of that area only. And therefore, from one way or the other, we have been always suffering. Therefore, I had lots and lots of hope and expectations out of this, agreed position. So within this agreed position, we have agreed to create a regional autonomous territorial council for the Nagas of Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, and within that autonomous territorial council, all the rights that as a Naga, because we must also be very clear, this issue is not a law and order issue. It is a political issue. Government of India has recognized it, have understood it. In fact, during our first interaction with Mr. R.N. Ravi, interlocutor of the government of India, he has made it very clear to us that India cannot defeat the Naga people militarily. So also, Nagas cannot chase the Indian army out of Naga areas. Okay? And therefore, we are negotiating. So we are negotiating because it is a political issue and requires a political solution. So when we are talking about political solution, means whatever as a Naga a person should enjoy, or a person should get as a Naga. Equally, the same right will be given to the Nagas in Arunachal Pradesh as well. So therefore, it is actually not true if somebody is saying that the agreed position is only for the Nagas of Naga. It is not. It is in fact for the Nagas of Arunachal Pradesh, for the Nagas in Assam, so also for the Nagas in Manipur. So it is for the Nagas. It is between the government of India and the Nagas, not between government of India and Nagas of Nagaland alone.
Okay. Now just to press you a little further on that, if you look at Arunachal Pradesh, you will see that the government is de-recognizing the Naga tribe like Wangsa, Nokte, and Tutsa. They're like being de-recognized as they don't want to use the tag name Nagas. And while you are negotiating, at the back of the negotiating table, the government is doing something else.
True.
And how do you want to respond to that? And that's the first question. And second question would be, in short, do you think your movement as a Naga nationalist, coming down to the autonomous territorial council level, would it justify all the pain and suffering and the loss of lives, sacrifices that people have made? So that's that two questions, and I would like to just hear from.
Okay, okay. Chalo. First thing regarding you are talking about de-recognition of any Naga tribe in the
Correct.
scheduled tribe status.
Yeah.
Here, before dwelling into this, what called this removal of any Naga tribe,
Right.
I would like to, give you a small incident in my own life.
Okay.
Like I grew up as a Naga. When I was born, and thereafter when my scheduled tribe certificate was given to me, actually I didn't went to the office to collect it, but somebody, since I was probably a bit good in my studies,
Okay.
so some leaders from my society must have felt that it is important that this boy must get a scheduled tribe certificate before time, so that in case if he has to go somewhere, just to make my work easier, they got it for me.
Yeah.
So it was clearly mentioned, and it is there. I have, my ST certificate still there with me, wherein it is clearly mentioned that Mr. XYZ belongs to a Tangsa Naga tribe, right?
Okay. Okay.
So I grew up as a Naga. So during my college days, when I went to college, a small incident happened with me. So I was there in Shillong. So one fine day, I land up in the Arunachal Pradesh Shillong Students Union office. They wanted to get me registered. So they gave me a form wherein I have to register. I have to write all my details. So in the tribe, I wrote Naga. So the general secretary of the Shillong Students Union of Arunachal Pradesh said, "Okay, are you not from Arunachal Pradesh?" I said, "Yes, I'm from." Then why you are writing Naga? I said, "I'm a Naga, so I'm writing Naga."
Okay.
I said, "No, you should write Arunachali." I said, "No, I'm a Naga, so I can't write Arunachali. How can I deny my own identity?" At that point in time, thereafter he said that for the cost of the form was 100 rupees. I mean, registration fee was 100 rupees. And since I was not having enough money, and I also did not want to pay, but since they do not, I do not want to be recognized or registered as an Arunachali as well. So I left without registering.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to tell history. So when it comes to tribe, I will also here would like to quote George Orwell, who was a British writer and who have served in British Indian administration. He talks about this thing, the effective way, the best and effective way to destroy a group of people is to completely destroy and obliterate their own understanding of their history. So in a way, I would say that when they have done it, when they have removed it, it was one of their this thing. They want to let the people, so that in the future, in the days to come, people will slowly, gradually start thinking that we were never a Naga. So it was that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And your second question was regarding?
Yeah, the Autonomous Territorial Council.
Ha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does
See,
that? How do you want to justify
Yeah,
that?
I got it. You see, that is why we need to. It becomes pertinent for us to visit the history. When the Naga political movement started, it started with nothing less than complete sovereignty. Right up to 1966, when the sixth round of talk took place with Kagarto Sukhai as the Kilonser of the Naga people, on behalf of the Naga people, and with Mrs. Gandhi, even at that point in time, Government of India offered everything except sovereignty. And yet Naga people said, no, we want only sovereignty means sovereignty, nothing less than that. Right. But then you see, from after 1975, after the Shillong Accord was signed, thereafter, of course, Shillong Accord was also condemned in 1976 on the 30th Independence Day celebration, 30th Naga Independence Day celebration in Burma. Okay. It was condemned. Thereafter, division took place after the Shillong Accord. Actually, the main division started among the Naga people after the Shillong Accord. And thereafter, after 1988, when the crisis took place in 1988, thereafter the killing started like anything among the Nagas. And thereafter, we can only see divisions and divisions among the Naga people. And I'm afraid
Okay.
that uh, in the future, in the days to come, if we fail to grab an opportunity, because when we look at the 9-point agreement which was signed in 1947, government of India was not averse to integration. In 1947, government of India was not averse to integration in the 9-point agreement. The problem was that in the clause 9, when it talks about the governor of Assam is given a responsibility for a period of 10 years, and thereafter it is left to the Naga people to decide their future, whether to continue with the same agreement or they want to have another agreement. So the interpretation was that government of India will be taking care of the Naga people only for a period of 10 years, and thereafter we will be freed. We will become a sovereign state. That was the interpretation of our people, Naga people, right? So if thereafter you see, when you in 1960, when this 16-point agreement is signed, and later on it becomes a state, 16th state. Nagaland becomes the 16th state of the Union of India. And thereafter you see, when again the negotiation starts, government of India then when the Naga delegates spoke about the integration of the Naga area, Government of India very, very cleverly points to Article number 2 and 3, wherein the Parliament is given the authority,
The power to
to either include or
reorganize any states.
any state,
Yeah.
right, with a simple majority.
Correct.
So you see, till 1947 it was different. The moment when we accepted the statehood, our Naga people, when we accepted the statehood, immediately we jump in from somewhere to somewhere else.
Okay.
And immediately from 1972,
Okay.
it is withdrawn.
Yeah. So now, what I'm getting from you is that, Chalo, we were just demanding for sovereignty. We didn't get it. We were offered something else, which was way better than what you are asking for right now, but we did not get it also. Now, if we miss this bus,
True.
we may miss like all the opportunities forever. That's your fear, apprehension for now.
At the moment,
Yeah.
unless if we, the Naga people, can come together, right? And I see very little to no chance of Naga people coming together.
Okay.
This is my fear. And therefore, by any means, collectively, the issue, what we need to understand is the issue is between the government of India and the Naga people. Issue is not in between the government of India and the Nagas of Arunachal Pradesh, or Nagas of Manipur, or Nagas of Nagaland. Issue is between the two entity,
Okay.
government of India and the Nagas. And therefore, government of India and the Naga people, we need to negotiate. It is important for us to negotiate at the strength of a Naga, as a Naga.
So what I'm getting from you is now that, Chalo, TK, there's no point to even demand for integration. There's no point to even demand for sovereignty as such. But yes, government is offering autonomous territorial council, which you should be accepting and take that opportunity. And the rest of the demands can be done later. Am I interpreting right?
No.
Okay.
We at the moment, the position the government of India has maintained during our initial discussion, during our initial talks, was that the primary demand of the Naga people has been for sovereignty.
Yeah.
Okay, has been for complete sovereignty, but it is out of question. This is what government of India has maintained.
Okay.
Your secondary demand has been for the integration of the Naga people.
Okay.
But it is not possible at this juncture. Government of India didn't say that it is not possible. Government of India says that we acknowledge. They acknowledge the right of the Naga people to be integrated and to come under one administrative umbrella. But it is not possible at this juncture. And it can be carried forward in the future through a democratic process, okay, or maybe through a political process. So we have not abandoned.
Okay.
We have not abandoned the issue of integration so far. It is there, very much there, and in the last, all unresolved issues, we have decided to leave it for the future.
Now that leaves me with the thought that in the future things are going to be more challenging, more difficult, more complex. Opportunities may not even be there to offer even autonomous territorial council, because the as time passes, it becomes more challenging for government of India to also consider whatever the Nagas demand. So for that matter, if integration was not possible yesterday, keeping it for the future may be even more challenging.
True.
So that may be just for a decorative rhetoric that, chalo, let's see it in the future, because it's not possible now. That could be rhetoric. But yes, I would like to hear from Brother Isak also on what your thoughts, what are your thoughts on that?
You see, it is a complex and complicated issue.
It is.
We cannot just sum up the entire thing in 1-2 sentences. If we can straight away land in sovereignty, we could have pursued that, like the NNC did during Indira Gandhi Jawaharlal Nehru days. We cannot, a society or a community of people, we cannot remain stagnant. The world is evolving.
I get it.
And so we have to be adaptable to the changing dynamics of the times, right?
Okay.
What we have today may not be available tomorrow. That doesn't mean that we have to do something today so that forgetting about what tomorrow comes. Usko baat bhi nahi hai.
Okay.
But that is why the struggle continues. It evolves and we have to evolve according to the times. You see, because of the past we are here today. And what we decide today, it's going to determine the future, right?
Absolutely.
And therefore, the political leaders must be very prudent and bold enough to not only decide for what is better today, but we also have to contemplate the consequence of our decision tomorrow. What is going to be the impact on the future generation tomorrow because of our decision today? So even if I don't take an effort, I mean, if I don't go to the extent of trying to explain the entire complexity, what we are trying is, big or small,
Okay.
it will be only feasible and acceptable if all the Naga political groups comes together and with the support of the people, if we accept anything with a consensus, then much less of a controversy, much better. And therefore, a splinter groups or a different group with different idea about solution, they may claim that their idea is better. I may claim that mine is better, mine is legitimate. But as long as we don't come together, the internal conflict is going to create even more negative impact on our people. And you see, it is not about applying the narrative of the government of India, or it is not about simply remaining rooted to our history. But I think we have to create,
Something in between.
I should not even use the term compromise, because our people are being so emotional. If we make a simple mistake, then they are very happy to start pointing the mistakes.
Okay.
And therefore, we have to create some sort of, middle part, some sort of middle part, where our history is neither betrayed nor our future compromised.
Okay.
So, taking all this into account, if we all the people, the Naga political groups, the civil societies, the intellectuals, if we all come together and reason together, and in the context of our history and in the context of the future generation, let us try to create a formula which will be good for our people, as well as even the government of India should be able to concede to what we desire. Not necessarily that, you see, this relevant point I want to make out of this.
Sure. Yeah.
Our Naga struggle, it must not simply be a lofty ideology, but it is a struggle for our people. It is a mass movement. And therefore, it should not be a hardline, radicalized, violent doctrine to perpetuate a militant, de facto rule over our people.
Okay.
Or it should not be, a pretext for a ruling political elite to misuse this just to hold on to power. It also need not be seen as anti-Indian movement or anti-Myanmar movement. Rather, it is a just struggle of the people to live a free, just, sustainable, progressive, modern society in tune with the rest of the world. Otherwise, to simply say yes or no to integration, say yes or no to sovereignty or not, it will create controversy, it will create misunderstanding.
Okay.
And therefore, being a fluid, complex situation, it is more about how we navigate the complexity. And not just about saying yes or no to this particular choices or that particular choices.
Okay.
So I hope you understand that.
I think that gives a very fresh perspective, and I believe many people will be able to resonate with your perspective on that as well. But in your negotiation with the government of India so far, do you envision in that within that negotiation the Nagas living under one administration? Because if you get autonomous territorial council for Manipur, for Arunachal, for Assam, am I right to say that that may not necessarily bring all the Nagas together under one administration? How would you like to, because you said collective Naga voice is important and unity is the most important thing at this moment, collective one Naga voice. But if how are you viewing the solution that's going to come about within your through your agreed position?
I need not literally spell out all the terms of the agreed position.
Sure.
But rather than focusing on agreed position itself, I'd rather answer in such a way.
Okay.
When the NSCN entered into a dialogue process with the government of India, they were assured that you are the legitimate political groups to whom the Naga solution will be. That was the assurance given to the NSCN by the government of India.
I see.
So when the process culminated into signing of framework agreement in 2015,
Yeah.
the government of India again, I am sure that the government of India must have told the NSCN leaders, no, you are not the only group. There are so many groups who also need to be brought into the process and into solution. Rather than the NSCN, I should also say, rather than taking advantage of that and reasoning with the rest of the Naga political groups to go together, there was a point of time when IM with the NSCN leaders, with the assurance of the government of India, were also, at a very, I should say, they thought that they alone could bring the solution.
Okay.
But that didn't materialize. Now the government of India and the Naga peoples also say that, yeah, these issues belong to all the Nagas, and therefore the stakeholders as well as all the relevant political groups must be engaged with. And therefore the NNPG also entered into a peace process with the government of India. And when the 2017 framework agreement was signed and
Agreed position.
agreed position was signed, and then certain negotiations continued. But finally, as I've said earlier, since this is one issue, the Nagas are one people. When the agreed position was executed, again, there was a change in the tune. Unless all the groups comes together, there's not going to be a solution. And that is also logical.
Very true.
That is also logical. So we need not only blame the government of India also, but we need to do soul searching amongst us also.
True.
It is time to, promote this exclusive narrative that we are the legitimate, they are illegitimate. It is not going to serve any purpose.
Okay.
And therefore, you see, rather than talking specifically about the agreed position or the framework, which has already been in vain, that doesn't mean that we are forfeiting the agreed position or the framework agreement.
Okay.
Those are the ingredients. And there are also political parties who are not a part of AP or FA as well. And there are Nagas in different areas of India. Plus, we have a Nagas across the border in Myanmar. And therefore, navigation is more important. And therefore, instead of talking specifically about the FA or AP, now we should think in terms of convergence. How do we all Nagas, irrespective of FA or AP or non-AP or non-FA or irrespective of the state boundaries, how do we all converge, come together, reason together, and collectively, try to formulate a policy of solution where every Nagas across the land and breadth, their interest and their future can be accommodated. And that is where the complexity of the issue is. And therefore it is time consuming. Of course, the people have become restless. People have been, hardship. Hardship has become extreme hardships. Extreme taxing, not only by the occupational authority, but by our own creation. So, at the end of the day, we are not simply advocating in rushing blindly for a solution. But the earlier we resolve the issue, the better for all of us.
That's for sure.
That is how we are talking in terms of all these things. So, now we have different components, some claiming to be already ready for a solution, some say some certain things are yet to be done. So, unless we all bring these components together, and then formulate a common execution plan agreeable to all the parties, taking care of all the taking care of all the components.
Interest groups.
Taking care of all the components.
Okay.
But at the same time, we must also be very clear on that. Even the government of India, as well as the negotiators, in a society and in a conflict such as ours, there will always be vested interest who benefits out of this conflict.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This conflict becomes a deliberate for them or for us.
So, okay. I think the top priority for everyone is the common ground is unity is a must in order to get some solution. But some accused government of India as the one who divides the Nagas by signing two different separate agreements. And do you hold the government of India accountable for that? Because that's also a roadblock. Or do you think that agreed position signed was a good step for the Nagas as well? So how would you like to, reconcile all of these complexities? I know it's very complex, as our brother has said, but how would you like to reconcile all of this and make sure Nagas are united? And what is stopping the Nagas from coming together as well, from your understanding?
Before my friends speak,
Yeah.
let us not dwell on the recent past or those past mistakes.
Okay.
But now, whatever has been committed, it's already committed. We cannot go back and undo all those things.
That's right.
And therefore, instead of trying to do the blame game, let us look toward the future with what we have in hand.
Okay. What do you want?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that will be more appropriate way of approaching the issue.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. So then let's look at what we have and what we can have,
Yeah.
right? Because let the past be past. But now looking at the future, now we have seen Common Naga public platform, a new platform that is emerging with the Kampura organization and some of the Naga intellectuals, like they're forming that kind of group as well. I mean, the intent seems to be very good. Common Naga platform and to represent the voice of Nagas as one. But I think in the midst of this moment, that kind of platform will also be like, will be opposed by some group of the other. So it's a very, very complex issue. How would you like to prioritize? Whether you want to prioritize for a solution or bringing unity among the Nagas first? And what should our unity be based upon?
Okay. Want me to respond?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Acha, we must know that when two peoples fight, it is actually the third person who benefits. Isn't so? So, the first seed of division in the Naga society was sown in 1960 with the signing of the 16-point agreement.
Okay.
Otherwise, before that...
In other words, the creation of Nagaland state?
Correct.
Okay.
Otherwise, before that, we were together, we were one, and as one people, we were speaking and we were standing. And thereafter, since that creation of the Nagaland state become a state within the Union of India, so they were under oath of the Constitution of India. Right. Now, after the failed, when this sixth round of talk failed in 1966, by 1967 there was a proposal by I
Indira
think
Gandhi?
Suiza,
Okay, okay.
which is also known as better known as Suiza's proposal.
Right.
Okay, and this Suiza's proposal, of course, at that point in time, people rejected it. The Naga nationalists rejected it. They said, no, nothing like that apart from absolute sovereignty.
Okay.
But later on, in the later stage, by 1970s, after the signing of the Shillong Accord, the leaders at that point in time probably understood that no, what Suiza proposal was probably a pragmatic way of resolving the issue.
Okay. What did the Suiza proposal offer?
Suiza's proposal was like I will very precisely.
Yeah,
I will
precisely.
tell you only 2 points. There are other points as well, but precisely I will tell you. It was that the external affairs and defense will be jointly taken care by the government of India and the Naga people, and internally within the Naga, irrespective of because even at that time, even Arunachal State was not there. It was not created. Arunachal State came into being only in the I think in 1985, probably 1985. Okay, so we are talking about 1967, much years ahead. So there was when it comes to internal, it was to be left to the Nagas to decide.
I see.
Okay, so on those 2 points, Suiza's proposal was Suiza gave that proposal to the government of India. Of course, government of India at that point in time did not agree, but it is learned that Mrs. Gandhi, as the Prime Minister of India, was not averse to that idea.
She was willing to consider.
She was willing to concede that.
I see.
Okay. So by after the signing of the Shillong Accord, when you know what Shillong Accord is all about.
yeah.
It is it was an insult. It was an insult to the Naga nationalists. So probably some of the leaders felt that probably it would be good in the interest of our people to go by the Suiza's proposal, and if not exactly the Suiza's proposal, maybe one step ahead of or above the Suiza's proposal.
Through negotiation.
Okay. And there comes, when somebody floated this idea. So when we are talking about Suiza's proposal, means it is something, a solution for the Nagas on the Indian side again. Okay.
Right.
So that doesn't include the Nagas of the eastern side, which is in the present day Myanmar.
Yeah.
So, the division started out of there. And thereafter, this. Sorry, what was your question? I just forgot.
I mean, like, how would the future? How do we look to the future in the midst of these complexities? And it's good that you mentioned the Suiza proposal, which shed light on how was the situation, and Nagas rejected.
Sorry, I
that.
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll come to your
please.
this point. True. Thereafter, like when this some group of the Naga, some Naga nationalists, when they decide to enter into a ceasefire with the government of India,
Okay.
or they want to negotiate with the government of India, it was, there were not many people who were not who were not aware, or let us say they were in the dark. They didn't know. And since right from the very beginning, we kept on talking about absolute sovereignty. So that idea was still floating in the minds of many people, right? So actually, it was that kind of division.
Okay.
That
different
brought,
approaches.
further division in our among our people.
Okay.
So this initiative of the NGBF and SCAN, or the other NTCs, it is, I believe, yes, somebody may think so. It is likely to bring further division in the Naga society, but I think it is also important for us to keep the government of India pressurizing, because after so many years of signing of ceasefire agreement, after so many years of negotiation, and yet if we have failed to arrive at a solution, so 10 years after framework agreement, 8 years after agreed position, and still, we have failed to, come to a solution, then obviously people are getting restless, and this kind of rally or program at times becomes important for us and for the Naga people to also keep the government of India under pressure, so that they also feel the pressure of the people.
Again, looking at the future, do you think this agreed position and framework agreement should be put on hold and work on the common agreement or common proposal that everyone can join hands and work towards that? Because when you look at NSCN, they're like, without framework agreement, there's no solution. They're not going to talk anything beyond that or outside of that. That's their stance so far, as far as I've learned. But on the other side, the agreed position was signed, but without looking back to the past, because like our brother said, there's no point. But now, if you have to look to the future, you have to either put these two on hold, or you have to completely destroy it and forget and act like nothing happened. Now let's look to the future. So please tell us, like, what will be your approach to look to the future for a common solution to arrive at?
You see, we may have different claim about different agreement, but at the end of the day, all we must understand is both the agreement have been executed with the same government,
Yep.
the government of India, and over the same issue, the Indo-Naga political issue. So, how long should we continue to promote an exclusive narrative? If at all our claim that we are working for the interest of the Naga people, then I think the Naga interest must have a precedence over the group or factional interest. AP is also for the Naga people, FA is also for the Naga people. So let the Naga people claim ownership of it. The IM should also have the humility enough to say that let others also claim the ownership of framework. And we who are upholding agreed position must also have the humility, must also have the spirit of accommodation to say that this agreement belongs to all the Naga people. So when we started thinking in that line, then there will be no such hard and fast rule that this agreement is only for us, solution should be only on this agreement or that agreement. I think it's now high time we should shed that superior complexity. Only then reasoning shall start emerging. Only then the light at the end of the tunnel, at least, light at the end of the tunnel. We have to think in such a way. Now we have to go out of the box. We cannot just keep on promoting the rhetoric. Always trying to say that we are the superior, we are the legitimate, the rest are nobody. No. Even with the NSCNs, even though we are in the peace process with the government of India, we must be reminded that the issue does not belong to the NSCN alone, and not even the NNC. The Nagas issue started long during the British rule. From Jadanong, from Rani Gandhili, from 1929 Simon Commission, the Naga Club, they were the forerunners. True. So we should feel fortunate enough that a solid historical foundation has been laid for us upon which we are applying. And so let the future generation also have that kind of acknowledgement towards us. And in order to do that, we must forego our selfish interests, which we are trying to impose on the Nagas. When we say that this is the only agreement that is fitting for the Nagas, that means we are creating an exclusive narrative, right? And so the only way forward is to come together. If the AP is good enough for the Nagas, if FA is good enough for the Nagas, then it should be good enough for the NSCN, IM, and for the NNPG also to work together, right? So what's the point of trying to claim superiority or claim legitimacy of one over the other? That is the obstacle towards Nagas coming together. And therefore, instead of having a huge high meeting, full publicized meeting and creating our narrative, I think it's high time that we should try to approach interpersonal relationship. We should start establishing that and try to identify your problem and try to be reasonable to your problem. And you should also be able to understand my problem and be reasonable with it so that we can together create a common path. I think that is the only way ahead. That is the only future ahead of us.
Now, as young leaders who can resonate with the young generation, young Naga generation who were born after 1980s, after 1990s, like, for example, in my age group, for instance, you will be, of course, for sure able to connect with a lot of people because you are not far from that age group.
True.
And keeping that in mind, has there been any effort from your side or from the other side to make these differences narrowed down and bring Nagas together as one? Have there been any efforts being put?
You want me to respond?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, actually, I think till the signing of the agreed position, NSCN IM leaders were of the opinion, and it is learned that they want to have an exclusive talks with the government of India, and even to the extent they reportedly have told the government of India that if you start negotiating with the other groups, then we will walk out of the talks. That is what we have learned. But maybe government of India have also learned and understood that apart from the NSCN, there are also many other national workers, Naga political groups, and it is important to engage with them as well. And that is how, with the initiatives of the NTC and the NGBF and other senior citizens and Naga civil society organization, we got an invitation from the government of India, and on the invitation, political negotiations started, and later on we came with the agreed position. So there was, in fact, a point in time where we also felt that since government of India has failed to come to an understanding and resolve the matter with the NSN IM, now they want to have, they want to go ahead with a solution with the other Nagas. But I believe we were also proved wrong. So also NSN IM were proved wrong. And therefore, we have also come to realization that no, unless if we come together, and if we, as my friend has just now mentioned, if till that time, if I try to put your shoes and you my shoes, I will not be able to understand the problem, exact problem that you are going through. So, like in my area, I think I would be the best person to know what the problem our people are going through. But maybe people in other area may not know. But the moment when we exchange our opinions and ideas, we will get to know about each other's position, each other's problem and difficulties. And therefore, in recent past, actually, of course, we have, through the initiative of the Forum for Naga Reconciliation, there we are meeting again and again. And repeatedly we have been meeting and we have been exchanging opinion, views, and we are also trying to understand their opinion. They are also trying to understand us. We are exchanging views and opinions, and then how to move ahead. And even we have started including the Naga tribal hosts, all the Naga tribal hosts from Manipur, from Arunachal Pradesh, as well as from Nagaland and Assam. So in that way, at least in the Forum for Naga Reconciliation, we have got an opportunity, a platform wherein Nagas from all areas, we are able to come together and we are able to exchange opinions. And therefore, I think now gradually, slowly, we are able to understand each other, and we are trying to work towards that. After understanding each other, we are also trying to plug the holes where we have fallen short in the past. So we are very optimistic and hopeful that slowly, gradually, Rome was not built in a day. It will take time, but definitely I hope that it is not going to take more than 28 years again. So we are trying to expedite it, and very soon, hopefully, we will be able to find some way out for the Naga people as a whole.
That'll be wonderful. Now, you two are the top leader for your respective organization.
True.
If people were to just come together and shedding aside all their personal interests, personal organization, you are young leaders, and in the event when Nagas need to come together and when everyone agrees to come together as one, would you be willing to relinquish your position as the Atol Kilonser in your respective organizations?
Well, very much, very much.
Okay.
Because see, sole purpose of joining the Naga political movement was actually to serve the people. Okay, it was never for the chair. And in fact, as far as I am concerned, I am the Atol Kilonser of NSCN Reformation.
Right.
Okay, now NSCN Reformation came into being in the year 2015. So before that, I was associated with NSCNK with Baba Kablang, and I have served under him for almost about 15 years. Now, I never had any intention of forming a new government, because even at that point in time, people were already what called this overburdened with taxation. So in no way I want to be a person who will be a troublemaker to our people. But situation was as such that I cannot be a part of the existing organization at point in time.
Okay.
So situation was as such that I had to go ahead with my own identity.
Okay.
So we formed the NSNR, but then sole purpose was to serve the people. So any moment that has never been an issue, and it will never be an issue. I rather will like to serve under the other leader as a simple member, as a worker, rather than to be a leader.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that's shed a light on many things. And now I just want to provoke you, as in hear your thought again.
True.
Since you're willing to just relinquish your position at any point of time, provided it's serving a purpose.
True.
And we have read a lot of offers, or rather, olive branch being handed out to a lot of Naga groups by the NSNIM group themselves, that if you join our fold, we're going to work together. But what is stopping you from joining a bigger organization as well? Because you're willing to relinquish. I want to just provoke you that, and also understand your point of view. Or are they not inviting you like from the heart and personally, or it's just a media drama, or like how do you take that?
I'd read the answer in a different manner.
Okay.
I should say that no Naga is bigger or no Naga is smaller in the context of the Naga issue. No group is bigger or smaller.
Okay.
It is not, you see, there's a misconception about the Naga issue. We have weaponized it. We have weaponized the Naga issue. Actually, you see, of course, Myanmar and India, they are the occupational authority. That doesn't mean that they also cannot simply claim that we just inherited the British legacy. No. Even if they inherited it, they should not perpetuate it. But because of the ignorance of our own people, because of seeking immediate returns, being lacking visionaries, those in the earlier days, of course replete with patriots, but intellectual, visionary politician, statesman, it was lacking. Even today it is lacking. So in such a context, we have misused this movement, most of us, for our own self-benefit. If it is at all for the people, there is not a chance of claiming that we are the bigger, they are the smaller should join the bigger. The issue should not arise.
Okay.
You see, these are the convenient pretexts. And therefore, this failed experimentation, because NSNIM, they have also declared amnesty, they have these open door policies. NNCs have rejected that, NSNK have rejected that. The issue is not about NSNIM forfeiting their camp and joining the NSNK camp. It is not about the NSNK camp denouncing the NSNK fault and joining the NSNIM, or it is not about the NNCs forfeiting their camp, forfeiting their ideology and joining another camp. It is not, the issue is not about that. That is our self creation.
Okay.
And that is not the basis of our struggle. The most important thing is, how do we work together after all this? How do we work together? How do we reason together to bring about an ultimate solution that fulfills the aspiration of our people? So it is not about defection or anti-defection. It is not about some group being bigger or smaller. And that experiment has failed, and therefore we should not even think about that again. Rather, we should talk in terms of how do we converge on the common issue. I think that is the only way forward.
Okay. And how will the common issue look like for you? Like, let's take a very practical look. How would that common issue look like? Now, imagining that we, the Naga groups, need to come together. It's high time solution has to come. How would your proposal be for the common issue?
There are certain process that is being undertaken,
Yeah.
and it is yet to find its concrete shape and form, and so we cannot spill all the beans. However, we assure you that a mechanism is being worked out through mutual consent, through interpersonal contacts and reasoning.
Behind the screen.
Yeah, behind the screen, let us say, even though it's obvious to many people, but it is yet to emerge in a concrete shape and form as we desire.
But is that inclusive?
That's why I'm saying the inclusive formula is being worked out.
Okay.
And therefore, it is no longer about affiliation, but it is about the common issue where we can all agree. And since the Naga issue is the common issue, and since solution is being yearned by all the people, not only the political groups, that is where we need to converge. Not about the narrative of exclusivity, not about this agreement, that agreement, because those has already failed.
Okay.
And therefore, we must now take into consideration, how do we work together? Only by working together, we can create space for each other, accommodate each other, and the interest and the aspiration and the future of our people can be, realized. And so I think we should now start focusing on those formula, out of the box formula, rather than trying to, continue to promote this
Okay.
individual legitimacy of one over the other.
Okay. Points well taken. If Naga's solution were to arrive, what would your main proposal be? Broadly, whether would it be, just like you have mentioned about the agreed position, Autonomous Territorial Council, whether it will be that form or the NSCN's negotiation in the form of the Ban Naga Hoho style, what would your interest be when you look at the overall common Naga political solution? Because it may just come from Nagaland itself,
Yeah, I
but
got
that
your
will not
point.
solve the problem. That's why you all are here as a Naga nationalist, because 1963 did not solve the problem, and you have been reiterating that point. Now, how would it look like?
Please go ahead.
You want me to respond?
Yeah, please. I
Yeah.
will supplement you.
Actually, you are, it is a bit critical question that you are putting forward. Yeah, it is. I am saying critical because the understanding of our people are again very different.
I understand.
And therefore, even if I try to explain it in the best interest of our people, and yet there are many other people to criticize it. But in today's world, it is very important for us to be very, very pragmatic. What is happening today around us? Like, for example, Naga people, they depend too much on, they talk too much about China. Because during the initial days, our leaders, they went to China, they procured weapons, they got trained there. So lots of hope are still there among the Nagas. But we also need to understand about the countries, those countries which has been associated with countries like China. Let us say, for example, North Korea, Burma, Pakistan, then you say Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Sudan. You can see their economic situation, their economic condition, whether they are progressing or they are suffering, right? So we are lucky. Supposingly, let us even take example of our immediate neighbor Myanmar, where our Naga people are there.
Yeah.
You see, you can well understand about the different situation, as if we are into a two different world. The moment you cross the border, it is like you have stepped into somewhere else.
I understand.
Whereas they are also our people. Don't you think that had they been also within India, what would have been their situation? Isn't so? So I believe that our situation is we are far better off than what they are today there. So if we have to understand from that perspective, I think it is a I have to be very honest. By being with India, Naga people need to understand whether we are benefiting or we are losing. I think most of the people will say that we are benefiting. And of course, as far as our right and identity is concerned, uh, like government of India, right from the very beginning, they were never averse, yes, except for complete sovereignty. They have been saying, because for any country, the security of the country is of prime importance. No country will uh, ever, what called compromise with the security of uh, his or her country, right? Because compromising with your security means you are compromising with your economy,
It's a
you are
suicide.
compromising with everything. So keeping that thing in mind, government of India, I believe, will never compromise on their security. But at the same time, government of India has also been kind enough by giving, developing all the Naga areas at par with all other countries all other states and union territories in India. So I believe that at this point in time, we cannot change our neighbor, right? India, we have to be with India.
You don't have a choice.
We cannot. We don't have any choice.
Yeah.
We don't have any second option, third option. So, in the battle, interest our people until the time we are matured enough, and probably I believe that a day will come, a time will come when we will understand, and so also probably the government of India will also understand, like the case of I think Ireland, no, where a referendum was conducted.
Yeah.
This unfortunately the 55% voted in favor of Britain, and probably 45% voted in favor of Ireland or Sweden. I forgot.
Is that a
Ireland,
Good Friday agreement?
Northern Ireland.
Good Friday agreement
Huh.
in somewhere in the UK. Yeah.
So likewise, although they were, there was an intermittent fighting among them for more than 100 years.
Yes, that's
and
a-
yet, as time and situation came, wherein they went for a referendum, had majority of people voted for an independent country, then they would have got independent than India itself. Likewise, even in the case of the Nagas, you never know. Today, we have hardly understood each other. We have hardly understood. And in the days to come, situation will change, things will change. We will understand each other far better, more better. And probably instead of, going for violence, probably through referendum, through dialogue, even complete sovereignty can be achieved. So,
Okay. Thanks.
To
My
to supplement
Yeah,
my friend,
please.
I'd rather say that taking all the historical aspects of our struggle, the present situation, and how we visualize the future, I think all the negotiating parties they have agreed
okay.
peaceful coexistence. Peaceful coexistence.
Correct.
So we should not be very rigid on the rhetorics or the principles,
Okay.
but rather let us be practical. Let us be practical, because as my friend has suggested or rather provocated, we are not advocating anything in terms of favoring India. No, that should not be misunderstood.
Okay.
But when we say negotiation, that means we are there to give and take. We are there to understand each other. And therefore, propagating peaceful coexistence with a greater autonomy for of self-governance, where our history is also
Protected.
recognized,
Yeah.
acknowledged. And the government of India has also been very vocal in saying that the Nagas have every right. And your history and your culture, your identity is respected. And therefore, instead of continuing with the violence, this being a political issue requiring a matured handling, we are trying to reason with each other. And no doubt, India is an ancient civilization. But in the context of the modern global world, they only become independent in 1947. And with more than 560, 70 princely states trying to form a union, it's already a union. There are still so many, lot of sub-national movements and sub-national sentiments are there.
Absolutely.
We being a part of that,
Yeah.
even though not by choice, the complication is not only with Nagas and India, but the government of India as a whole has complication with all this union trying to remain intact. And therefore, the government of India cannot discriminate the Nagas alone by doing us a favor alone. They cannot neglect the rest of the India. So that is where the negotiation takes place, trying to understand each other. So I hope our people also, especially the leaders, they understand the times, the situation of our times.
One personal direct question to you, you being from Nagaland. Will there be a solution to the Naga political problem if the solution comes just for the Nagaland state, as a lot of people are demanding from that aspect as well? From your opinion, in your opinion, will you call it a solution?
No, I should never even have an opinion on that.
Okay.
Because the Naga solution was never about the Nagas of Nagaland, or the Nagas of Myanmar, or the Nagas of Manipur, or Nagas of Arunachal Assam alone. You see,
It was just the Nagas.
it is for the Nagas.
Okay.
But it is only natural that some people will first start the movement, okay?
Absolutely.
And you see, I happen to be from the very village where the first Indo-Naga war started in the year 1955.
I see.
Although the first casualty, the first skirmish was at Hukir village. Because my village was also under the Nifa those days. Even though I'm from the Simi community, it was in the Nifa area. Our village was in the Nifa area. So somewhere the Naga struggle, the actual battlefield took place in my village. But our village didn't just represent ourselves. We were fighting a Naga cause. And because of the Naga cause, we exist. The issue exists. The issue did not exist just because the Nagas of Nagaland started it. Okay. Say for instance, because of this imposition of artificial boundary, that we view our Naga brothers in Myanmar as in other country. However, all those troublesome days, the entire Naga who are now in the peace process, the Naga who are in the Indian side, we all took shelter in the Eastern Nagaland area. So let us say that the entire foundation of the Naga movement took place in Eastern Nagaland, let us say. So just because the government of India want to give us some solution doesn't mean that we should be the one to just enjoy it and just neglect the rest of the Nagas. No, that will be too selfish. And these are the kind of people who just want to undermine the rest of the Nagas if they get something. That is where the things are going wrong. You see? But you see, the rhetoric is so sweet. As if only the Nagas of Nagaland has suffered. No. We may be the first to have started the movement. But we started the movement because of the Naga issue. And we are not the only Nagas. So I think we should not be narrow and we should not be misguided by such kind of narrow narrative. And even those who are doing that, either because of their short-sightedness or either because of their ignorance, or they are being propped up by certain divisive elements. So we need to be very careful in trying to identify this by ignorance, this by collaboration, this being propped up. These are the things we have to identify. That doesn't mean that, you see, the days of violence is over. But now those who are really struggling for the people must be bold and courageous enough to point out where the things are going wrong. And we should give the correct picture. We should portray the correct narrative to our mass, to our common people also. Because we cannot afford to continue to divide amongst ourselves because of the imposed artificial boundary. You see? So we do not view the things accordingly.
Great points put across. Thanks for clarifying that. Now the final thoughts that I would like to ask, okay, now our conversation has come from how it started and where were the complexities and where were the roadblocks for the Nagas to become united. And we have examined the practicality of having two agreements, the agreed position in the FA framework agreement on both sides. And now like everything seems to be very, very complex. So the only way probably to look forward from your narrative is, okay, we need to come together. Nagas need to come together and have this conversation. And you also stated that you have started working in the background, approaching a lot of people, developing interpersonal relationship with, people who are part of the in the negotiating process. I mean, those are, let's say, a good development as an observer. Now, the only difference that I foresee from here is other groups are demanding that constitution for the Nagas, for any autonomy that to be given to the Nagas should not be within the constitution because that can be amended anytime. Now others are saying it can still be, so that all this conflict, all these hardships may come to an end. How would your reaction to that, and how are you assessing that? Because it's a fact, it's a truth that Parliament can amend and abrogate anytime such provisions as well.
Okay.
That's why some people have apprehensions on that as well. So I just want to provoke you with this, and let's have a concluding thought on that as well.
Okay. I think my friend will also respond in
Please,
this.
yeah.
But before he responds, see, had we achieved complete sovereignty, then we can talk about a separate constitution. But as long as we have to be with India, in a country there cannot be two constitutions. Yes, but it is important for our Naga people to safeguard our future, and therefore whatever is agreed upon has to pass through the parliament and has to be enshrined into the Indian constitution.
Okay.
So that the judiciary, right from the lower court right up to the Supreme Court of India, they understands that these are the rights given to the Naga people out of the political negotiation that took place between Government of India and the Naga people. And these are the arrangements. And we should, at the time when it is being enshrined, we should also make it sure that in the future, whatever may be the number of the parliamentarians of a particular government in the center, they should not have the privilege and the power to either abrogate it or change it or amend it. That is how we have to safeguard our future. So when we are talking about constitution, separate constitution altogether as separate constitution probably may not be possible. But whatever is being agreed upon between us, between the Government of India and the Naga people.
Okay, thanks.
You want me to also say something?
Are you on the similar line or?
Yeah, of course. You see, as I've been saying, with the evolving civilization, the dynamics of the times, I think sometimes we also need to be fluid, in tune with the changing times. We, as I've said earlier, we have the complication with the Indian Union in itself also. Anyway, it is not a constitutional crisis. It is a political issue, right?
Yeah, correct.
I think, therefore, we should not preempt those issues. We should not preempt those issues and create an apprehension for ourselves. First, deal with the political issue. And when the two entity comes into agreement to go for a solution, then we can work out the modalities.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, before coming and meeting together, if we keep on preempting the issues that will take this, not take this, India will impose this, not does that, then what's the point of having a negotiation here? So I would rather take a safe path saying that let us not preempt various problems. First, be honest, be sincere in tackling the political issue. And when we agree to resolve the political issue, then ultimately those things will fall in line. Sovereignty or sovereignty's demand, what will happen to that? Our aspiration for integration, what will happen to that? and what are the immediate needs, and what will be the procedure or what will be the process. Say we'll keep a reservation for the political process to continue. So rather than preempting the issues, problems ahead before coming to an understanding to resolve the issues altogether, I think it will be safe to first try to resolve it politically. Then all these things will fall in line. I would rather say in that manner.
As a very two dynamic young leaders, I'm sure and I believe your voice will resonate with a lot of people, and whatever your thoughts that you have shared, people will be able to maybe hear you and see, whether they would be able to resonate in many ways the rest of the population. And I think one thing we all know and agree upon is that this is a very, very complex problem, very complex issue, and this needs or requires some special attention, and it needs time as well. That's why, of course, it has taken a very, very long time for whatever reasons. And having shared all of these thoughts and opinions that you have, and having heard all your experiences in the past and the stories and your minds on this problem, I think I also learned that, yes, this issue is complex. And people need to come together and have a conversation, have a dialogue, not from distance, but just having the humility, having the courage also to demand what you deserve, having the humility also to come and talk to each other. I mean, that will be the future I think people would like to see as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining, and
Most welcome.
I wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
We'll talk
keep
soon
meeting,
again.
yeah, we'll keep meeting.
Yeah, we'll talk soon again.
you so
Thank
much.
you.